Hi everyone, welcome to my card creation series. This is card 3 for our June series featuring the beautiful gallery suite. Thank you for joining me. My name is Rochelle Leedsmith. I'm from Stamping Flair. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Melbourne. And each Friday I share a new card with this series. This one's a little bit late because I couldn't go live like I had planned due to illness, and therefore I'm recording this in case I get a cough. I thought I can edit that out. So I hope you enjoyed this card. This was created with the color palette for the Color Throwdown Challenge. I was the featured stamper, and we had a beautiful bright color palette. So I thought I will use this Gallery Blooms stamp set, which is a part of the beautiful gallery suite. And the suite in general is an vintagey sort of look and has more muted colors, and I thought we could go with this brighter color palette. So the colors that were shown, I've picked the Stampin' Up colors that are similar. I went with Asia Afternoon, and I'll bring this in so you can kind of see where I'm going with it. I picked Asia Afternoon, and I didn't use the ink pad, but I will still show it to you. I picked, sorry, I'm stretching across, not that, where is it, Daffodil Delight. I did pick Daffodil Delight, but I used some DSP for that, some designer series paper, and I picked Granny Apple Green. So those are my base colors. I did add some blending colors, but that's kind of the color palette we're going with today. So I'm going to start with coloring the image, and I've chosen this nice large image to stamp with, and we're going to stamp in Tuxedo Black. So let me bring some basic white cardstock, and because this is a photopolymer stamp, I'll be using my piercing mat to give some cushioning as I stamp this, and it just helps with it. I'm inking this up, just making sure I get all the bits, and sometimes it's easier to go this way because you can press into it. That's better. Previous time I went the other way and some of the image didn't ink up, but now can you see that little uninked part, which is okay. If you have a stamp positioning tool, you can just, that's easier if you use that, but I just use my stamping red marker and just fill in the gaps if I need to. So let's go ahead and color. So I'm starting with my dark Asia Afternoon. I'll bring this in a bit closer. Hopefully you can see that. Right, so I'm going on this little sections here. And the center of the flower will probably be as the darkest. You could add another color in there, but I just stayed with the blues. I don't color flowers too much in the blues, but I thought it would be nice. Just something a little bit, different, and I thought it's nice and vibrant. Now, I'm doing a bit of a cheating way. I'm going ahead and doing all the dark sections here instead of doing a flower at a time. If you do a flower at a time, you probably get a little bit of a better blend, which I normally would. But I'm just showing you a little bit quicker if you are short on time. You can still blend it in. Okay, so we'll start now with the light Asia Afternoon, and we're blending this in. So you're going to have darker at the bottom because there's in our imagination, the light is coming from the top, and there will be less light hitting it at the bottom. Try and get that a little bit closer. And we're going to bring in some balmy blue as well, just for some shading. So now I'm going to go straight into the light balmy blue, and I will bring in the dark if I need to do some blending. But now I'm going to fill in some gap with light balmy blue. So I'm working on the one flower, so you can see, and just assisting with that blending here. And with Stampin Blends, the alcohol marker, so it does take a little bit of time to just work the color in, and for the color to blend together. And even once you leave it, the magic will happen. Now we'll go on to our next flower. Now the light Asia Afternoon. Again, I'm going over some of that dark Asia Afternoon. I'll bring it into that top section. Going with my light balmy blue. While I'm seeing gaps, I am filling it in with the light balmy blue as I see it, but I will go in and do some more blending with that Asia Afternoon there. I'm going back with my dark balmy blue here and going into those petals or those edges and trying to bring in a bit more depth where in between the two colors there. Okay, now for the next thing, same thing with the next flower. We'll go with the light Asia Afternoon. Then I'll go with the light balmy blue. All right, I'm going to take back my dark Asia Afternoon, and I'm going to go in on those lines which are already stamped, but kind of bringing in some depth and shading with it. So just to add some shadow in there. It's going to give some nice definition to your flower. And this is where I did a quick job at the start, but I'm now paying a little bit more attention and adding more detail. And I'll bring in my light balmy blue to blend, light age afternoon to blend that. Right. And just following those lines. See a little bit of a gap. Some white space doesn't matter. I just wanted to fill it in this case. Now you can probably see a little bit of a difference between the shading on this, which I have added a bit more, to this one. We'll go ahead and do the same with these. Bring in that dark Asia afternoon. It's a beautiful color, this. And you can go over the black as well. It may not seem like much, but it adds that depth. And I'm adding a little bit of extra shading here. And all right, making the last flower. This would be the one that has more light hitting it. This one is a little bit further. And this is purely your perspective in that sense. So it is a little bit of how you see it. No right or wrong. Sort of it helps to imagine how you for you to visualize it and color. Then you go, okay, I'm imagining it sitting in a, for instance, like in the near a window, and the sun's hitting it from this side. You can bring in a color lifter and just add a little bit of lightness across some of these sections. And you may not see it straight away. You will see it. It will happen. Don't overdo it. It will just take a little time. Now I'm going with Granny Apple Green and Lemon Lime Twist. For my blending, I'm going with dark Granny Apple. So same sort of technique. We'll go with the Granny, and I'm going over the stamped piece sections. So even some of that black area, it's good to add some green, and then you get the shading. I'm going with light Granny Apple Green. Start blending it out, and then I'll start adding light lemon twist on the light lemon lime twist on the larger leaves, just to bring in another variation. and bring it back into that granny apple. It'll blend better and it'll look more natural. So dragging back or dragging out. Either way, it's just going to blend in nicely. Right. So our piece is ready. We've just got to do some die cutting, and we'll do that in a sec. Now the next thing we have is some DSP, and I'm going to do a stamp the sentiment as well, because the sentiment has to be die cut. And with the sentiment, I'm going to stamp first and then die cut. Now, if you're doing this at home, you can do that. But when you, with the card creation series, which this is, if you are getting a kit from me, I will die cut the label for you. So you can then stamp it directly onto the label. So you don't have to worry about it. I will already do that die cutting for you. There's 2 ways to get the kit. You can get the kit free when you place an order of $100 or more during June with me. So that kit is yours free when it's valued $45. It includes postage and everything. I send it out to you and it's completely free if you place an order of $100 with me. During this month, you get the beautiful gallery cards. There's 4 cards. So I give you the DSP, I give you the die cuts, anything that doesn't involve stamping, any die cuts, you will get that. Any ribbons, embellishments, cardstock, you get the envelopes, everything I include. Now, if you don't want to make the purchase, you have your own demonstrator, or you are a demonstrator and you want to you have the product already, and you can purchase the kit, and that's $45. It's available for postage Australia-wide. So there's 2 ways you can get the kit. You can also get the PDF for this. That's available worldwide, and that is $20 for the 4 PDF tutorials. Measurements are included in metric and imperial. So it's for both measurements, so whatever you work with. And I'm trying to find some washi tape. Okay, I'm going to use my special one here. It's okay. I just want to section this. So you want the happy birthday towards the bottom. Take the stickiness off it. So that the sentiment, let me tell you where that's from. And I forgot to tell you that. Hey? It's from Arched Wishes stamp set. Okay, the Arched Wishes stamp set. It goes with the arched, the bundle. You have that as well. So this is an extra set you can get, which works with that. It's nice to have those extra ones as well, so that you get more use out of those dies and any products like that. So I'm going to die cut this. And then we'll die cut our flowers. I love how these flowers turned out. I was really pleased with how they turned out when I first did it. As I said, blue is not like your regular flower color, I guess. For me anyway, I do like pinks or yellows or something, and it's nice to do something different and a brighter color. Now this layout which I'm doing as well, you could easily use other images, and I think you'll like it. I love sketches, and this is a nice little sketch. Just adding different details can make a difference. Doesn't that look lovely? I love the colors and things on that. So that is looking, coming together good. Now we're going to get the rest of our bits and pieces. I've got a piece of designer series paper. You will get one of the designer series paper because it's a pack, and you get a range of designs in that pack. And I've got a basic white mat. I'm thinking. Then I have a piece of Daffodil Delight, and this is the name of the I'm thinking of the name of this Floral Delight designer series paper. I somehow cannot remember that. I keep trying to call it Delightful Wishes or something. I think that may be the bundle. So what we're going to do is basically trim a banner into this. So just cut it up halfway. You can measure it and do it, or if you have a banner punch or a die, you can do it like that as well. This is a way to do it without those tools. Isn't that pretty on the other side too? I love gingham, any checks, anything like that. I love it. Because I think it's very versatile, and it goes well with, if you've got heavy pattern, which is, I think this is quite heavy pattern, it still works. Even though it's one color, it's quite a heavy pattern. That was a bit gluey. I can feel that right there, but I'm going to cover that anyway, so it's okay. I'm all right with that. Now, what you're going to do is, I'm going to trim it here. Ideally, I would like to have got it a bit closer, but I'm going to try and get in that corner so I get that nice banner edge, right? I made it just. So probably cut that first, then add that. That would be better. That would. Now I'm going to glue that down onto my designer series paper. And we'll glue this onto our matte layer. I'm not going to put it on our card base yet. I think I like to wait a bit till everything is kind of ready to go. So this is the layout I have. So the sentiment's going to be on a side. something a little bit different, and that's going to be like that. I have a piece of designer series paper which has done a runner. I've got this, but I want a piece of the yellow designer series paper, so let's get that. There's plenty, so lucky I kept it just here. I am going to be using, like this one, just something heavy patterned. And all you need is like about 1 centimeter. I'll measure it out. I should just look up the tutorial. Now with the tutorial, I generally send it out at the end or at the start of the next month, only because so I can get my classes out. I don't send it prior to the month. Once the 4 classes are done, then I send it out. About that's a bit wonky, but let's see how we go. We're going to create a pleat, and I also need a piece of basic white. I might be able to use this. We'll make do with that. I need a piece of embossed cardstock, but it needs to be a bit wider, but you'll see it's very minute and we can work with it. I'm going to pleat this piece. Okay, don't worry that I have got it crooked or anything. So I'm going to bring in my Daffodil Delight. And a piece of scrap paper. Just to add a little bit of blending at the bottom. Because this kind of bit's going to get hidden a little bit with my under my sentiment. Now this is a great way to add interest and to use your strips of paper, your cardstock, etc. All our little bitty bits. Great way. So all I do is kind of take that and fold it back. Take a piece like about 1 centimeter or so, fold it back. And I am just eyeballing this and guesstimating. That's all that is, and it's just a feature, and that is purely what it is. I'll see whether I can work with this, and while I will give you a certain amount as per the measurements on my PDF, really you don't have to work with that exact amount. I just like adding interest with pieces that I've got, and you can do that too. Just use what you have. Now, I will blend this piece with a bit of balmy glue, Asia. Get my blue blending brush. Just on the base, I'm just bringing in a little bit. It picks up that nice corrugation. I've added a strip of tear and tape on the top. Take that off. And I'm gonna stick that down right on there. Right. And we can trim any excess. I want this a little bit shorter, or not as wide. How is that? That's how I'd say that. Not shorter as such, but and this one I'm going to go like that as well. Then I've got a teeny weeny piece of this same DSP, which is the Bright's Designer Series paper pack, and I'm going to use that on the other side. You can add a little bit more blue to it. I like using my Designer Series paper. It just gives you more color and texture, and you don't have to do much. Just add a dab of glue, and we're just going to use that right across there. So it's kind of holding it, but also just adding a little bit of interest to our little pleated section. And we'll bring in back our sentiment piece, our label, and back with my blue blending brush. I'm going to add some Asia Afternoon just on, well, it's going to be sitting this way, so I want it on the right. Then I'm bringing in some difficult to light Stampin Blends, just a splatter. So it's nice and juicy. It's brand new. Because I probably splattered too much and ruined my other one, so this one's ready to be ruined by lots of splattering. Now I'm going to add this with some dimensionals. Now you've got to do what makes you happy, and splattering's good. Just do it gently. Use your blends. I mean, that's what they're there for, to do coloring. You can splatter with your Stampin' White markers as well. So you can do that. I'll put one in the center. It's not that big a piece that we need so many. Now, before we stick this down, we want to do some positioning here. So this is going to kind of just sit under here. I'm going to trim this. Might trim this down. All right. I'm going to go this the other way, just for something a little bit different. Okay, so this is just going to tuck in there. I might add a piece of tear and tape just at the bottom here. So we have something. This is double-sided tape, so when you peel the backing off, it's just going to be sticky. I'll place this somewhere where I want this kind of, and this is going to be towards the end. Kind of know the positioning. I'll push it towards there. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll stick that down there. All right. That's good. And now we're done with that, and we can attach our lovely flowers on this. them in half. I've got heaps of bits of these dimensionals, so let's use all our little piece. I might add a few more pieces in between here. I'm going to put the glue on the stem so it sits flat and it doesn't look like it's floating. We don't want it hanging in mid-air. We want it to be grounded. And kind of align it wherever it fits between your letters, and it looks, I think it really pops against that yellow. Love the look of it, how it comes up. So we'll get our Asia Afternoon base. Can stick that down. Could try different colors, the flowers, and do it, as I was saying, the same layout. Change up different designer series paper, because you get this designer series paper in all our core colors and our in colors. So these packs, they come in the subtles, regals, brights, and neutrals, and you also get them in the 2 sets of in colors. So you can have every color you like. Okay, it's just for the inside now. I am thinking how I would decorate. Now you can use whichever piece you like, or whatever style of design you like. Just use scrap if you have. I'm just picking whether that's too short. So I will cut a piece that's on that. Because sometimes little bits you don't end up using, so you might as well use it properly. And we'll get a piece of Daffodil Delight. So to bring in that color as well, and I just use slivers of that, bits and pieces of that. And this is probably some card I cut wrong or folded wrong. So no waste, we'll cut that bit and get a strip for embellishing our inside of our card. You can do the same thing with your envelope. All right, so excuse me. Stick that down. You can do either side because we use this side for the little strip as well. So both would work. And sometimes I have gone with something, because sometimes I don't want to use DSP on the front. It's rare, but then you can use something similar. You don't always have to use what you use on the front. If it kind of coordinates, it's just to make it look pretty, right? I think that Daffodil Delight nicely finishes it off. I'll glue that on the inside, and we still got to do our ribbon on the front of the card. Embellishing, gotta finish that off. And I will show you my original. Do you love the bright colors? Do you love the little change up here? So I'm using the gold twisted thread. This is on last chance and it's still there. So grab yourself some. It ties beautifully. It is, I know people have really stocked up on this because they don't want to see it go. So if you're one of them, grab yourself some while it's still there. So we're going to tie a double ball. So tie one loop, second loop. Let me go again. Three. Four. Want it a little longer, the tail. Better to give yourself more space than more tail. I will add some glue on that stem too. I forgot to do that. And I only remembered because the ribbon's getting caught to that, or the thread is getting caught to that. So just hold it in the center tightly and then pull. Now you can adjust these. You just got to know which way it's adjusting if you need to, but generally it's fine. This is a bit like, you know, linen thread. It just works beautifully. Ties the way you tell it to. So put that there. Attach that there. And then we'll add a bit of glue here. Just dotting it a bit. I'll leave it to get tacky while I do this. Then you can kind of adjust how it shapes a bit. It will work. To finish off, I went with the neutral matte dots. It's got black, white, black. This is a beige and pecan pie. I think it's pecan pie. It looks like pecan pie. It's matte dots, so the shine is not there, but I quite like them. And I thought the black popped here against all the color. The positioning of my dots will be different here, only because my of the way I have the stamping. It's a little bit, no, slightly different position. Got a bit more spacing on my previous card. That's the beauty of handmade. Everything is not the same, and even if you do a process card, it's going to be slightly different. So this is our card we've just made for our card creation series. You can get the kit free with $100, owning a $100 order you place during the month of June. I have a series which happens every month. So for the month of June, it's the beautiful gallery suite. So you'll get a 4-card kit. Plus, you'll get stamping rewards on your order as well. So that's something to which you can use with another purchase. So this was my first card I made, and that's how I decorated that. Same sort of thing. And as I said, I put my embellishments there. Just before I go, there's a virtual retreat happening, an album retreat, where you'll create a year's worth of scrapbook pages. It's a 3-day event happening in July, and the kits are available while supplies last. So if you purchase the kit, you get automatic entry into the event. So it's in July. It's 12 double-page spreads. You do that over a 3-day event, and everything is prepared for you. So you get a fabulous kit. I'm going to do a live to show what you get in that kit. It is amazing. I love it. I got it the other day, and I was blown away with what was inside. So if you don't want to miss out, be part of it. You will get, if you order it through me, you will get a free album worth $75. I'm happy for you to choose which album you prefer. I know there's different sorts, so you can choose what you like, but that a $75 album is yours free when you purchase the kit through me. And you also get stamping rewards. That's another way you can and stamping rewards, so with every purchase over $35. So that's coming up, something to really get excited about, guys. So I hope you join me for that. We're going to craft together. It's all online, so it's going to be a fun event. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I will have another video up for you on Sunday using this beautiful gallery suite, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Leave a message in the chat, and I will get back to you and help you out. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.